All right, folks. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Let's get this show started, shall we? Or maybe not. That was completely weird. Welcome, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome everybody to the show this morning. Had a little technical difficulties trying to get the show started, but it doesn't matter. We're here, folks. It is finally Thursday, and I want to welcome everybody to the show this morning, where we talk about the people, the places, trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. And so today, we got some interesting things to talk about today, folks. We had some great news right off the bat this morning. Once you got past all the wind and the blustering and everything else, you found out some cool things happened yesterday. Some things that were long awaited, and oh gosh, this is gonna be such a great day. This is the greatest time to be in Las Vegas. I know I've said this before, but it really is. It is the greatest time to be in Las Vegas. We'll get to a story about the Lady Rebels. We'll talk about some of the stuff that's happening this weekend, of course, because the weekend's just around the corner, and weekends in Las Vegas mean cool stuff. It's really what it's all about. So I want to welcome all my friends from Facebook who are just joining the show right now. If you're watching us on our Facebook channels, definitely chime in. Let us know that you're here. I can actually see you on our Facebook page. Oh my gosh, we got to change that picture up there. Because we'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. Also, too, on our business page, on our banner, we've got our old event that we did like last month, so we got to change that. Oh my gosh. And our group page, of course. You can go to our group page and you can check us out. And we'll wait just a couple more seconds for those folks to join us, which is great. And also, you can see this on replay. We upload the show on YouTube right after the show here, and then it goes right to our website next hour or so, like that. So you can always see us on our YouTube channel, and just Google in there Livin in Vegas, and you can actually see it there. Have a lot of people who watch the show because they're just not able to join us live, which is fine. And it's still the same quality show that you would normally see. So, and then of course subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really encourage you to do that. And if you are watching us on our Facebook channel or any of the other platforms, join that page. Let us know that you dig us, and even if you want to, folks, you can actually even send me an email. Yeah, you can send me an email at info@livininvegas.com, and I'll get that, and just give us an encouragement. Let us know that you're watching us, and we'd love to talk to you anytime you want, especially if it's friendly comments. Love those friendly comments. Let's talk a little bit about our magazine, which is which is Livin in Vegas magazine. So I want to gotta let people know, Livin in Vegas magazine, the premier edition is out right now. You can go to our website. You can check that out. Just go to livininvegas.com. So just take off the info and just go to livininvegas.com, and you can go to our website and you can check out that magazine. It's going to be up for another couple of weeks, and then we're going to actually, in April 1st comes out with a new edition. So April 1st comes out with the new edition, new articles, new focus, that kind of stuff. So if you want to see this edition right here, folks, we'll put it in our archives, of course. But that's the initial. So this right here is the inaugural edition. It's a premier edition of Livin in Vegas magazine. It's going to be a collector's edition here. I can guarantee you. This, folks. And so go to our website at livininvegas.com. You can check that out. Or if you'd like me to email this to you, I can email it to you. Just send me an email at info@livininvegas.com. Okay. And we can definitely do that. Also, folks, we got a mixer coming up, which is called The Happy Hour. So The Happy Hour is going to be over this time. I think we're actually going to have the the happy hour over at the Horse Trailer Hideout, 1506 South Main Street. If you notice, we're in downtown a lot. We are, because downtown is becoming the hip place. And so we want you to join us April 7th, a couple more weeks, for the happy hour business networking mixer at the Horse Trailer Hideout. We want to thank our co-sponsors on this, which are Beers with Friends. That's Audrey May, Mr. Shapiro. They're over there helping us out with these events. And, of course, the Horse Trailer Hideout and our friends over at Livin in Vegas magazine. So we want to thank everybody for being a part of that and helping us. This is a great time for you as a business owner if you want to come out and you want to start talking about your business, especially these times right now. It's really important that everybody gets out there and starts talking about their business more and more and more. So we really encourage you, come out to our happy hours, come out to some of the events that we're going to be planning, and you will dig that, folks. So what's happening this weekend? This weekend, oh gosh, I got to remember that. So this weekend, folks, you got to remember, St. Patrick's Day Parade is happening this weekend. Okay, it's going to be out in Henderson. Henderson Parade is going to be out there. Let's start about 10 o'clock for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Even though St. Patrick's Day falls on the Thursday, that of this next week, they're having the St. Patrick's Day Parade this weekend. And we've got a link to that on our website over at livininvegas.com. Sorry, I've got something in my eyeballs here. And so you can check that out, get all the information you want on our website at livininvegas.com. Also, the Mint 400 is this weekend. Yes, it is, folks, which means people are, and I have not heard anything about tech inspection or people coming into town with cars and stuff like that. It's an off-road race. It is the world's, it's actually America's largest and oldest off-road race. And it's here in Las Vegas, folks. And it's just, take advantage of some of these things this weekend. Don't know about the weather. It's going to be kind of iffy because we've got some crazy weather here in the valley. But you can check that out. Once again, you can get the information on that on our website at livininvegas.com. What else? Oh gosh. So let's get to some real, so cool, such cool stuff that's going on here in the valley, I'll tell you. All right, folks, the Lady Rebels. The Lady Rebels this weekend did something that has not been done in 20 years. The Lady Rebels just kept finding the answer Wednesday night, and now they'll keep dancing through March. Top-seeded UNLV outlasted number 6 seed Colorado State 75-65 to win the Mountain West Championship for the first time in its history. UNLV's first conference tournament championship and an automatic bid to the NCAA championship since winning the Big West in 1994. Just fantastic. Yes. I'm telling you, folks, I called it, right? I called it. And I'm so excited about it. So happy to be a UNLV alum myself. Because the girls are doing such a fantastic job. Gosh, who else? Essence Booker was named the tournament's most valuable player after scoring 25 points. Perhaps none more vital than her final 3, which set up an inbounds play with 43 seconds to go in the game. Man, isn't that exciting? So, they'll be playing again. They're going to the dance. They're going to the dance now, which is great. And we're so excited for the the Lady Rebels. Come on. Ooh. So the game when it first started, the Colorado State was actually on fire. They were on fire, but it really didn't last. Okay, the Lady Rebels were just too powerful. That's why they're the number 1 seed. Yes, they are. So we're so excited. Congratulations to the Lady Rebels. We look really forward to them doing some more great things in the future, and can't wait to see them do more things like this. So congratulations, Lady Rebels. In other news, folks, the men's team The running rebels. Okay, our running rebels. Oh gosh, did I not put a? Oh, okay. Well, something happened there. I don't know what happened there. The running rebels. Let's see. Nope, nothing there. Um, sorry. So the running rebels did their thing too. So the running rebels were a Thursday today. They're going to be playing against Wyoming, 2:30, and they're going to be over at Thomas and Mack. And this is going to be big. Okay, it really is big. The running rebels, the men's team, are they're the fifth seed. Wyoming's the number 4 seed, and we just don't know. We've got some. We're hoping. We're just praying that the men get by Wyoming. And the reason why we say this is because the Rebels beat Wyoming earlier in the year. So they beat them earlier in the year. So we're really praying. The tickets are on sale, so you can get tickets to the game, folks. We'll leave a link to to this game on how to get to the game, because the game, like I said, is at 2:30 today. I've got, gosh, I got something I'm doing today. I'd love to go to this game. Would too. And this is going to be really cool. Would it be cool if both teams made it into the NCAA? Both teams, okay, that's unheard of. I mean, I was going to UNLV, and I've been a UNLV fan for generations. I mean, just because I'm an old guy. And when Jerry Tarkanian was there, I was at UNLV at the time, and I was part of the fan base of UNLV. I was a cheerleader. Okay, I'll say it. I was a cheerleader for UNLV. Isn't that funny? I was a cheerleader then. I'm a cheerleader now for UNLV as an adult. And so watching this team do its ups and downs for so long, it is so cool to watch it go full circle. And we're not just the men, but the ladies are on track to do some fantastic things. Let me ask you, and I'll ask a question. How many of you are actually UNLV fans? And this is important because if you're not a UNLV fan, you really need to get on. You need to get with the program. I was talking to. I guess now's a good time. I can do this. We're doing a. We're always trying to fund living in Vegas. So the biggest thing right now is there's an opportunity for us to get some startup funding, that kind of stuff, to help with the organization, with the business and the magazine and everything else like that. So one of the things I do is I have you do a what they call a pitch deck. And when you do a pitch deck, you basically tell everybody how cool your business is and why you do what you do. And one of the things that you asked of you is why do you want to start an organization like this, or why do you want to do whatever you're doing? And so you actually have to go through that whole process and write it all out. So one of the things that I did is in my pitch deck, I said, you know what? Livin in Vegas magazine is so important because it gives a side of Las Vegas that no other outlet is doing. Now, there's other news outlets out there, there's no doubt, and there's other outlets that talk about Las Vegas, but none of them that speak exclusively about the Las Vegas that you and I live in. Okay, we don't live at one of the casinos. We don't live on the Strip. The Strip is literally 4.5 miles down south of Las Vegas, so it's not part of Las Vegas. It is Las Vegas. It's synonymous with Las Vegas, but it's not Las Vegas, if you know what I mean. So, why is it important that you have a paper or a magazine like Livin in Vegas? Well, it transforms and it binds together a city around the topic of Las Vegas and the culture and the community of Las Vegas. And we're going to be talking about this in just a little bit more. But that's what we do. Had we had a magazine and a influence like Livin in Vegas, we would all be different people, especially the people who grew up here. When I first left Las Vegas, and I'll tell you why. So I'm going to take the time. I'll take one more minute to do this. When I left Las Vegas for the first time, I was 18. Okay, it's not that I hadn't been out of the state before, but the first time I actually left Las Vegas to do something else. And when I left, because I was an entertainer for many years, I thought to myself, how do people make a living? And I had this conversation with myself when I was on a plane going to North Carolina. I said, how do people leave? How do people make money outside of a casino? And I went, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I had no idea that there's something else going on in the world other than a casino. So when you live in Las Vegas, it's really tough, especially then, to have a mindset that is bigger than the casinos, which are not in Las Vegas. Okay, so had in other places, their mindset is so much bigger because they have outlets that talk about the community. Okay, we did not, still do not, other than Livin in Vegas magazine, have an outlet that talks about things that are bigger than the strip. And that's why Livin in Vegas magazine is so important, folks, because we talk about Las Vegas. We talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events that are going on in the city of Las Vegas. Okay, the city of Las Vegas is. Let's talk about and since we're on to this next story, let's talk about Bonnie Springs. So many of you, if you grew up here in Las Vegas, know about Bonnie Springs Ranch, and Bonnie Springs Ranch is in the Red Rock Canyon area, and in 2000 it was actually closed. It closed after being open for like 40 years, 50 years. It had been around for a long, long time. They had reenactments of Wild West days, that kind of stuff. Just a very cool place. And this is one of the places that they used to have out there. But the old man and his wife died, and the kids said, "Hey, we don't want this property anymore," so they sold it. And now they're going to replace Bonnie Springs Ranch with these ultra exclusive home sites. They're all about 4 acres in size, about $5 million a piece, and they'll have a resort out there, an outdoor amphitheater, a farm to table gourmet restaurant, and an event barn. And there's so there was a lot of people who had a lot of problems with this because it replaced a part of Las Vegas that now, unless you've ever been out there as a kid, you will never see again. And so we'll do a story on Bonnie Springs Ranch because I believe that people need to understand and they need to know about things that happen in Las Vegas that just really it shaped Las Vegas. It really did. Um, Over at the so let's talk about yeah. I know I spent a lot of time talking about this other thing, but I had to. Um, Over at the Smith Center, folks. So the Smith Center actually turned 10 years old, and we're celebrating that milestone that they started in 2012 with a gala concert, an event filmed on PBS, and it was hosted by Neil Patrick Harris. And this place now is basically the cultural center of Las Vegas. And so we're very excited to help celebrate the Smith Center's 10th year anniversary. We were just out at the Smith Center last week. Yeah, we went out to a show called the Skivvies, which was very eye-opening, to say to say the least. But the Smith Center has been a part of Las Vegas for like the last 10 years. We It really is a magnificent place. It's got I think three stages. They've got I know the Myrons. They've got the main center. Paul Anka's going to be playing there. They've had some epic presentations there. We really encourage you, if you get a chance to go out to one of the coolest places in Las Vegas, the Smith Center, which is down in Symphony Park, is one of those places, and we just really encourage you to get out there and enjoy a place that has been a part of Las Vegas for like the last 10 years. Congratulations for your just being an impact on the Vegas Valley. The Smith Center, folks. In other news, the Smith Center, or excuse me, the Circa, in downtown Las Vegas, having a hiring event today. So we want to make sure you got that in because I know I can talk a lot. But they're having a hiring fair for 150 positions, anything from public area departments, security, players club, table games, stadium swim. If you want to go out there and swim with the folks out there, that's just we really encourage you to do that, and you definitely want to be a part of that. Let's talk about. There's some startups here, so I wanted to get to this story because this is really very important. We are going to be posting a the 2022 best tech startups in Las Vegas. And we have tech here, folks. We really do. And I want to make sure we're not just talking about downtown and the Symphony Park area, which we're going to talk about in a minute here again. But we want to talk about the tech industry here in Las Vegas, which is just burgeoning. And you definitely want to be a part of that. How come that's not moving? Oh, that's not good. Tech. There we go. Maybe it'll move down. So the tech industry, we've got. We'll actually put a. Why isn't that moving? That's not cool. So we'll see if it moves now. So let's do that and we'll play. So, anyways, there we go. So no. There are several companies that have done some great things here in the Valley. Prime Trust, and you'll see some of the companies, just a short list of the companies that are out here. Prime Trust, Scripted, Influential, Amira. Amira Learning is actually the first intelligent reading assistant that listens, assesses, and coaches, which is very cool. We need that. Scripted, founded in 2011, is a leading provider of original written content. Oh, I love these guys. Okay, provides written content to thousands of customers ranging from small business to large enterprises. So they curate stuff for you. Pigeonly, founded in 2012, builds technology products for those who need it in most overlooked and underserved communities. And we'll be contacting them too. So it's very cool. And so we will we'll actually put a list of these companies, these tech startups, on our website at livinginvegas.com, and you can check that out. So very, very cool stuff. What else is going on? Oh, I got to stop this. So, there we go. Many of you probably heard about the Westgate, or have heard about the war in Ukraine. Well, one of our local companies here, the Westgate Hotel, they created a lemonade that is going to benefit and support the people of Ukraine. The Westgate Resorts in Westgate, Las Vegas, is now serving the Ukrainian lemonade to help the humanitarian efforts for people impacted by the war in Ukraine. And so these drinks are made out of Tito's handmade American vodka. So that's Tito's handmade American vodka, lemonade, fresh mint, and blueberries. With every sale, $5 will be donated to the World Central Kitchen, and their charity serving meals to Ukrainians who fled their homes due to the crisis. And so they're going to be using Tito's. I'm going to say this again: Tito's handmade American vodka. And so we want to, the one thing that we want to do is we want to continue to support organizations that see the value in, especially your local manufacturers and local companies that are helping the effort in Ukraine. Many of you know, and there's a lot of people who have issue with the whole Ukrainian thing and the Russian aggression in Ukraine. But had it not been for countries stepping in to help in war-torn places, America would not be here. Okay, and so I know a lot of you are saying, what? Well, France, folks, in the American Revolution, France stepped in to help America. And had it not been for France, there would be no America. And I would say this, I would go on and say, had it not been for a benevolent country who was already free, helping a country that wants to get on its feet, a country that wants to be independent, there wouldn't be countries like America. So America has a lot to do with and can do a lot. Yes, we're risking a lot, folks, and I know a lot of Americans are saying, hey, we shouldn't do anything, but we could probably take a lesson from history and, you know, maybe do something else. Remember Jack Eichel? Jack Eichel is the guy who just came to the Vegas Golden Knights. He's a former Buffalo Sabre, and they're going back to Buffalo. Oh my gosh, he's returning to Buffalo Thursday night, which is tonight. And guess what? It's going to be a little messy because Jack Eichel now plays for an opponent, and this happens all the time. So in an interview, he said, "Hey, this is good. It's obviously ended. It ended a little messy when he left." But now he's going back. He goes, I hope fans can look past some of the things that happened maybe in the last year and think about the previous 5.5 years, 6 years that I was there, and everything that I tried to do for the community, everything that I feel like I put forth on the ice as a hockey player, and know I just tried to do as much as I could for the city. So Jack Eichel is going back to Buffalo as a member now of the Vegas Golden Knights to do some amazing things there, and we'll be praying for him. Maybe we should get a bodyguard. You think so? You probably should get a bodyguard. So let's talk before we end. Okay, the Natural History Museum, and I was thinking about this yesterday. The Las Vegas Natural Museum, History Museum, serves the Vegas Valley, and they are doing some great things, folks. So where's it at? Where's my story on this? Okay, there it is. The Las Vegas Natural History Museum celebrated 30 years of on Las Vegas Boulevard, and this is earlier this year. So this was just a couple of weeks back. They celebrated 30 years on Las Vegas Boulevard and continue to allow visitors to learn while taking a step back in time. And they started in 1991. They are an accredited museum where only 6% of the museums nationally are. So they're an accredited museum. 40,000 square feet of exhibit space from dinosaurs to Africa. And so we're going to leave a link to the Las Vegas Natural History Museum on our page. We're really hoping that that more museums open up in Las Vegas. People come to Las Vegas. And we did a story about this, I shouldn't say we did a story. We were talking about this when I was doing our pitch deck for Livin in Vegas, and one of the things that I found out is that of the 19 million people who come here each and every year, and I believe it'll be 30 million here in a couple more weeks, that 25% of those people don't come here to gamble. They come here to see all the other stuff that's here in the Valley. And here at Livin in Vegas magazine, we give it to them, folks, okay? So anyways, tomorrow's Friday. We're going to remind you of some of the things that are going on this weekend. We hope that you will join us again tomorrow for the Livin in Vegas podcast, where we'll talk about the people, the places, the trends, the things, the events that are going on that really shape the city of Las Vegas. And once again, go to our website at livininvegas.com to get all of this information. We'll be posting all this stuff on our website, so you can get updates of all of this stuff on our website at livininvegas.com. It's an amazing thing. Oh, plus, if you want to see a archive of our videos for Livin in Vegas, you can definitely do that. Just go to you can go to YouTube, our YouTube channel, which is great, and just Google in Livin in Vegas. That's Livin with no G, Livin in Vegas, and you can check that out. Or you can go to our website at livininvegas.com and you can get the archives of these podcasts and you can check those out. Or you can hear the bells ring all over the place. Okay. Anyways, I got an interview to do, folks. I will see you again tomorrow for Livin in Vegas podcast. This has been Sherman Ray. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.